You're gone, Jimmy. You can now come out now. I want to watch you. Wait, I think I see someone watching the video right now. You didn't hear any of that, by the way. Space-time rewind! Hey, Mississippi Dukes. This is the Mississippi King welcoming y'all back to more Let's Play Ocarina of Time. And in the last episode, we finished off the third dungeon. We also collected another reward from the House of Skulltula. And we also triggered a new cutscene. And in this episode, we're not actually going to head to the Temple of Time just yet, because you see there are some heart pieces that I missed and that I'd like to get just before I do that. But don't worry, we will be going to the Temple of Time next episode. And the first one was the one back there. You were supposed to, like, put a bomb on the floor, like the middle of the fenced area. That's pretty friggin' obvious. I mean, how would you know how to do that? Well, whatever. The next one is over here in Lake Hylia, and it's actually a fishing game. You want to, like, catch a really big fish, and, like, the fishing game, I must admit, I kind of have mixed feelings about. I mean, don't get me wrong, I kind of enjoy it because it is fairly relaxing, but at the same time, you know, it just sort of, like, there's not much going on. But it is sort of relaxing, so it's like, I don't really know what to feel about it. So what you want to do is to, like, throw your line out to find some of the big fish. You actually want to get one that's 10 pounds. The ones, most of the ones up here aren't 10 pounds. Also, speaking of relaxing, I may actually want to start watching NCS's Stardew Valley Let's Play, or rather continue it. Because it is kind of interesting. I mean, it's not my kind of game, but I am kind of interested in seeing him play through it. Like, I want to see where it goes. And it's funny, because I'm not really that kind of person who, like, typically enjoys those kinds of games. But, I don't know, I guess it's just hearing Nintendo Capri-san talking about it is really interesting for me. You know how it is. Behold the most epic fishing minigame of all time! And that edit was so seamless that y'all probably didn't even know it was an edit, but actually it was, because you see, I screwed up a lot and caught a bunch of smaller fish, none of which were what I was wanting, although I did catch one that was 7 pounds, the biggest so far, but that is not really big enough for what I want. This one right here looks like it could be, though. I mean, you want to pay attention to their size, because the ones that look bigger actually are bigger. Well, that's great, that's pretty obvious. And next time, when Captain Obvious strikes again, he will point out what color the sky is, and it's actually blue. And anyway, now that you're done, you actually want to go over to the guy and weigh your fish. And once you do that, he gives you a piece of heart. And that's pretty handy. Now, you can talk to him if you want, but it doesn't really matter. Let's kick the tires and light the fires, Big Daddy. I'm probably in the minority of people who actually does not like the movie that clip is from. And it is not a good movie. I mean, like, there are ways to do entertaining popcorn flick without being just straight up stupid. And this was one of them instances. Now, what you want to do is say, I want to quit, so you can, like, turn in your lure. And that is all for the fishing minigame. Huzzah! Except not really, because, well, you can still do it later on in the game, but I won't spoil how, because, well, it's a bit of a spoiler. Although if you've played the game, you already know what I'm talking about. I mean, it's not like it's that much of a spoiler, but it was still kind of surprising for me when I first played it. Anyway, the third heart piece and final one for this video, I believe, is in Zora's Domain. And if you'll remember the torches up at the top of at King Zora, that is, they were on fire, but the torches down below weren't. So what do you reckon will happen when you light all of them? And you make a treasure chest appear that actually contains a piece of heart. A treasure chest, or as I like to call it, trash. It's a shortening of treasure chest. It's one that I came up with accidentally, a story that I will not be relating to y'all in this episode. You'll have to wait for that, folks. Sorry, that's just the way the cookie crumbles. Although, that cookie is starting to sound real good. I think I could bake one. Or find one. Actually, you ever wonder what pure wood would taste like? You know, like, what wood would taste like if you could actually digest it? Or like how raw DNA would taste like? I wonder weird things like that. Or at least y'all may think it's weird. But yeah, well, that's like, you know, your opinion, man. It ain't weird. But what you want to do is actually head back here because I forgot something important. I can't believe I forgot this, but, well, there you go. I mean, I think I even had, like, my bombs out, so it's like, how did I miss this? It's like, there's a wall that you can actually bomb here, because, you know, that's obviously telegraphed very well. Of course it is. What you want to do is, like, this is one of the magic spells that I was telling you all about. And you want to get it because it can be... Well, actually, no, it's not. I don't really use it that much in dungeons, but I may actually end up using it in the next dungeon, which won't be for, like... Actually, I think we'll tackle the next dungeon in part 16, but I'm not sure. I mean, there are some things that I'd like to do in between now and the next dungeon. Basically, the spell you get allows you to teleport to a warp point. When you use it the first time in a dungeon, you create a warp point, and then when you use it a second time, you can teleport back to that warp point. It's not the most useful magic in the world, but I mean, I am going for like 100%, so I still need to pick it up. And there's actually another magic spell that we'll be picking up a little later, and it is actually fairly useful. It's actually necessary to enter one of the next dungeons. And what's that spell? Well, obviously you're not a golfer, man. But what you want to do is actually head to Hyrule Castle. I believe I mentioned that you can actually return there later to get a thing from the fountain. Or rather, there's a fountain there that you couldn't access because we lacked the bombs. And so I said that like we can return here later to get a thing. And well, now that we have the bombs, we can now access it. So let's go on and do that. Away! Let's not take too long. You can just follow the river this way to lead you straight towards Hyrule Castle. I could edit this out, but it's not a particularly long trip, so I may as well leave it in. Of course, later on I may want to like edit more of these trips out because it's not that interesting to watch you just travel across an open field with nothing to do besides reaching the destination. And I've said it before, and I guess I'll have to say it again. This game's world is really interesting. I think it's one of the best worlds in any Zelda game ever created. There's something very familiar about this. We've done this before.
Do you ever have deja vu?
Didn't you just ask me that?
Also, I now have a drink. And I'm sure I'll enjoy it. Yeah, that's all I'm gonna say about that drink. It's just something with milk in it. You know. Let's head to the Bombchu Gallery. And the reason I edited that part out was because, well, there was much suckage. And so now we have the Bombchu thing, where the reward is actually the biggest bomb bag. And so you see, I wouldn't, like, get what I was looking for, or I'd just, like, fumble at trying to get it. But huzzah! We got it! Yeah, that's it. We won. Hooray! That's so amazing. And also, that's why my rupee count is different, because I had to spend so much rupees to get what I was looking for. But I think I may as well show off the warehouse once again, because there's actually something inside the warehouse that y'all may like to see. Something that I need to show off, actually. And no, it's not all these rupees, but that is a good reason to come here. It's a great spot to grind for rupees early in the game. No, what you really want is to break one of the boxes over there. What's inside the box? It's a Gold Skulltula, which, you know, is better than a sharp stick in the eye. Why am I looking for Gold Skulltulas this episode? I don't know. It was as if an occult hand had reached out and pointed me towards it. I swear I'm not a member of the Order of the Occult Hand, don't you lower Supreme Overlords. And now that that's over with, I think it's time to head to Hyrule Castle, where I also forgot another Gold Skulltula in the tree. Actually, this is starting to sound funny, but I think I already got that. Did I already get that? I feel like this Let's Play has already shown that. I'm not sure. I'm getting a weird sense of deja vu. Like, for real this time. That's not just, like, a Groundhog Day reference or anything. I could have sworn I killed that thing. Well, anyway, I may as well also go after some remaining Gold Skulltulas because, well, I missed quite a few. And the one in the first dungeon, I can actually get that now. But you're gonna have to wait till later on in the video for that to happen. The first thing we want to do is to get a new magic spell from another great fairy. And as I've said before, this is actually necessary to enter one of the future dungeons. And basically it just lets you shoot a big range of fire all over the place, which is neat and all, and really handy. On second thought, let's not go to Camelot. It is a city place. Well, now that we have the magic spell, let's actually go after them Skulltulas! The first one is actually in the dungeon. Back here, the one that I showed you, but embarrassingly enough could not get. Well, now we can get it, which I am failing miserably at that, by the way. Now that we have that out of the way, there's a different one. And that's actually multiple ones in Lon Ranch. The first one, as you can see, was right there at the back of the fence thing. And there are two others as well. Maybe three others. There's one in the tree, and there's also one on the window, or rather on the building. I don't know if it's on the... And if you can aim it right, you can get it. Actually, yeah, it is on the window. And I believe that's it, but I could be mistaken, so don't quote me on that. So you want to get all three of them? Yeah, we are making some decent progress on the Skulltula hunt. I guess I can redeem myself. Now let's go to the Dodongo Cavern, and, you know, that Dodongo face, what is... Looks like an airplane, without wings! That ain't no airplane! Okay, I guess there was nothing interesting in that thing, so it's on to somewhere else, I guess. you actually want to bomb one of the doors, and there's actually a Gold Skulltula in it. And you want to actually destroy that armor side to get it out of the way. Let's see if I can just get him to destroy that Gold Skulltula. And it did! We are doing really awesome this episode. When suddenly, the editor suffered a fatal heart attack. And we're back. For the final Skulltula of this video. It's actually back at Zora's Fountain. For some reason I missed this too. It's actually up at the wall there, and you gotta throw your boomerang all the way over there to get it. It's just at the log. And well, I think that's it for this episode. This is the Mississippi King signing out, and in the next episode, we'll go to the Temple of Time and see what we can do to stop Ganondorf. I bet y'all can't wait. See y'all next time as I build more